It's time for Down on the Corner with Dale Hoffman, North Arkansas's premier news talk program. Brought to you by Brewed Awakening Coffee, with 3 locations to serve you. Baxter Regional Medical Center lobby, Highway 62 412 at Balmer Boulevard, and the Walmart East Plaza. And now, Down on the Corner.
Good morning, North Central Arkansas and Southern Missouri. It is Wednesday, January 30th, 2019, and it's 7 a.m. and it's cold.
It's cold.
It's cold.
It wasn't as cold this morning as it was yesterday morning when I left.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
it was 16 degrees when I left yesterday. It was 19. Hey, I'll take 3 degrees, no problem.
These temperatures that we're going to do here just look like football scores here. You know, I mean, wow, it's been cold. Anyway,
not a very high scoring game either.
Especially in St. Louis, it's still 0.
Yeah, they must be. What quarter are they in?
Anyway, good morning and welcome to Down on the Corner program. Dale Hoffman here, along with Scooter Callis. Guest today be Chief of Police Corey Manuel from Mountain Home Police Department. It's always good when Corey can stop by. And you always like having.
Hey, you're the one that talks them into coming in early. I'm not
in trouble
doing
now.
That.
When you get the chief of police out this.
I don't want those kind of tickets.
You know what I always like, though, is having police cars out front, and Gil doesn't know who the guest is. He drives by, oh, no, what have they been up to now?
And then the other day we had the ambulance, and Gil pulls in. He's like, oh, what did they do? And right away, he's looking at me.
I wonder why.
Like I did something.
Cindy and Tobias yesterday knew all about it.
Yeah.
Like, how'd you get your ear caught in that toaster again? You know, I mean, accident prone?
Yeah, they know me at the hospital. I'm just telling you, my whole family's this way. So
anyway, hey, we're enjoying Brewed Awakening Coffee. Hope you're doing the same 3 locations in Mountain Home to serve you. We got Baxter Regional Medical Center lobby. We've got Balmer Boulevard, which at 7:02 is going to be getting busy between now and 8 o'clock when school starts. And 62 East Plaza, out by Anytime Fitness, Brewed Awakening Coffee with 3 locations of serving. It's the best coffee in town. How's your coffee? Pretty good?
Great.
Good and strong.
Especially this time of morning.
Check them out. Don't forget about the big, huge cinnamon rolls that they have out there.
Oh, they're massive.
And they're good.
They are.
Oh, wow. Mike and his staff do a great job, and check out, every flavor you can imagine, lattes, mochas, you name it, they've got it. So check it out, Brewed Awakening Coffee, 3 locations to serve you. Best coffee in town. If you're not drinking Brewed Awakening, you're just drinking muddy water.
There you
Morning
go.
prayer brought to you by Roller Funeral Homes, with all our respect, right here in Mountain Home. Be sure to talk to Charlotte or Bruce or Brad. Any of them will help you. Now's the time to perhaps even think about some pre-planning.
Always time to look at pre-planning, because you never know when something's going to happen.
You know, either way, you know, a long-anticipated passing or an emergency, you know, either way, Roller's going to step in and handle it the way it needs to be handled.
If you don't go in and pre-plan, then one of your loved ones on a really bad time of their life dealing with all this has got to figure it out.
So right here in Mountain Home, across the state, 29 Roller Funeral Homes in the state of Arkansas, 1 in Memphis, Tennessee. The one right here in Mountain Home is outstanding, as well as the others in the state of Arkansas. So when a need arises, Roller Funeral Homes. Now let's pause for our morning prayer. Heavenly Father, I'm grateful and thankful for the safe travel of family, and thank you for your protection. Lord, the bitter cold is making everyday activities dangerous. I just pray for your protection upon our people. And Lord, sometimes, you know, the extreme weather is a great example of the power of God and the extreme limitations of mankind. You know, sometimes we try to get too big for our britches and we want to take control of everything. But Lord, please help us realize that the Lord God Almighty is always in control of everything. Lord, I pray you hear our prayers, protect us from damaging weather, and thank you for your blessings. And that's my prayer today. Amen.
Amen.
Roller Funeral Homes of Arkansas, bringing you the morning prayer each and every day with all our respect. Roller Funeral Homes.
And
now that famous trumpet, brace yourself.
Da, da.
Can he get arrested for stuff like that? Morning weather.
You got him up early.
I got him up.
You pointing at me. I'm the good guy here.
Old Time Restaurant on the Square in Mountain Home brings the morning weather each and every day. And the special today is...
We got the 2 pancakes, 2 sausage and eggs, and all for $5.88. Can't beat it this morning.
Yep.
And then for lunch, we've got a choice between ham and beans or liver and onions. Both come with 2 sides of roller cornbread for $6.88. Or go in and try one of their homemade pies. We got some good pies going on.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Give Amanda a hard time. Tell him Dale sent you.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah.
Actually, tell him the police chief told you to give Mandy a hard time. He'll love this. I'm gonna bury everybody that comes in. I mean, what the heck? You've already got me in trouble. Might as well do it right.
Old Time Restaurant on the Square in Mountain on Monday through Friday, 7 to 2, Saturday to 11 a.m. Best breakfast, best lunch in town.
There you go.
A lot of fun. Come on down to Old Time. This will be a fun morning.
Just forget about things. Just go in and have a great meal.
Get some
and not worry
coffee,
about,
get the breakfast special, have some fun. Morning weather brought to you by Old Time Restaurant on the Square in Mountain Home. Today, right now, we have a few snow flurries throughout the area. We're showing 17 degrees in Mountain Home, 16 in Harrison. Hardy checks in at 19. It's 21 at Mountain View, Arkansas. 19 at Yellville is 21 at Marshall. 17 at Calico Rock, and they're showing some snow flurries there. St. Louis is showing 0. Poplar Bluff is 17 degrees, while Branson is 16, and West Plains is at 12. And in contrast, it's not that much difference right now. Watford City, North Dakota, where my two boys went up to yesterday, -9.
Not much difference.
-9 compared to 17. Either way, it's cold.
They hit negative.
Yeah, -9.
Oh, there's a difference. When you hit nothing, it makes a difference.
It's cold. -9. On the radar, not much. Just not much at all. A little bit of wisp of precip on the Arkansas-Missouri line. Stretches over in along the I-40 corridor from about Jackson, Tennessee to Nashville and curves up into Kentucky, parts of Ohio, West Virginia, Pennsylvania, New York. A little bit going on in Texas, but other than that, it's just cold across the region. I think I saw a news report. Kansas, parts of Missouri, I forget what the other state is, canceling mail delivery because of the cold weather.
What?
Well, they got a lot of
I thought no rain, no snow, no. What was that theory?
That was in the 50s.
That theory's toast. Okay.
That's the days gone by. It's too cold to get out there and deliver it anyway. Let's check the Arkansas stop real quick, the Little Rock radar, and see what we got. It's not picking that. Well, I had some flurries this morning. You can see maybe just a little bit right up here north of Batesville. That's about it. Overall, we're in good shape in Arkansas. 62, 412 east and west is clear. Highway 65 north-south Little Rock to Branson. We'll check the Missouri's had some snow up there, and we'll check the Missouri Department of Transportation map here in just a minute. But once you get the state line in Arkansas on Highway 65, you need to be careful there. And in fact, you probably just watch going into Missouri on Highway 101, 201, Highway 5, and 65. Just be careful because there could be some snow across state line. Interstates 30, 40, 49, 55, 555 in Arkansas look like they're in pretty good shape here. 67, 167, Batesville and Poplar Bluff. Nothing showing up there. In Missouri, we will hit St. Louis here. I-70 Columbia to St. Louis, and then east of Vandalia, Illinois, and Effingham in good shape. I-64 east from East St. Louis, Illinois to Mount Vernon looks good. I-44 Rolla to St. Louis in good shape. I-55 coming in from Sikeston and Cape Girardeau to St. Louis, no problems there. Southwest Missouri. Now we're going to pick up something, I think. Yeah, just a little bit northwest of West Plains. It's not much. But right now, Tulsa, Joplin, and Springfield not showing any precip right now. I-70, Kansas City to Columbia, no precipitation there. But as we speak, I'm going to check this MoDOT traveler map. You ready for that?
Yep.
Okay, you can see Branson Highway 65 coming in from Harrison. Once you get to Branson, you've got some purple. And it's refreshing now. So we have covered roads. Looks like on I-44 is at 160, right? That'd be 160 right there. Then a little bit on 160 coming out this way. Partly covered, well, just around from Kabul back towards Springfield and back over to the Kansas state line. So we just got to be careful going into Missouri because they have had some snow this morning. So we'll go back to the National Weather Service. You ready for that switch? Yep. Okay. This is the forecast map. Refresh that real quick. You can see the cold from the Canadian border. We've got the Dakotas, Nebraska, Iowa, Minnesota, most of Illinois, Wisconsin, Michigan, Indiana, Ohio, Pennsylvania, New York, and all the way up into the New England area. It's cold, cold, cold. And so just take every precaution. There's freeze warning, winter weather advisory warnings. You've got wind chill warnings. At one point at Fargo, North Dakota, the wind chill was -41.
I watched a video. Your son was driving there yesterday with a camper trailer, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. And you could see the snow just blowing across the road, and they had truck problems because they're
A flat tire.
Well, they had a flat tire. That was the worst. Could you imagine having a flat tire in that cold? And
minus 41 wind chill and a flat tire. You got to change that, and then a mass airflow sensor froze up. That's how cold it was.
Jeez.
Man. Anyway, for today, the forecast high of 23 with a 20% chance of snow and the mostly sunny. Tonight, partly cloudy, low of 15. Tomorrow, high of 44. Wow.
Woo-hoo.
High of 44. Mostly
If you
sunny.
don't like the weather today, just wait. It'll change
I'm
tomorrow.
waiting for the weekend. Look at this. Thursday night, 30% chance of showers, low of 36. Friday, 20% chance of showers with a high of 51. Friday night, low of 41. Saturday, mostly cloudy, 59 degrees. Sunday, 30% chance of showers with a high of 63 degrees. We'll move on into Sunday. We have a high of 63, low of 51. Monday, high of 65. And Tuesday, a high near 57.
There you go. I'll take it.
Drought monitor in Arkansas will be refreshed tomorrow. This is, of course, we're in pretty good shape. Arkansas, Missouri, with no drought situations right now. We'll check iDrive Arkansas. Well, I had that road condition marked there. There we go. Arkansas is in pretty good shape, but like I say, if you're going up into Missouri, Branson, or Springfield area, just be careful crossing the state line because they have had a little bit more snow this morning, and it's starting to fizzle out. I saw some flurries this morning about 5:30. Took a little pepper out for his bathroom break at 5:30, and there was a few flurries, nothing real serious, and so. Morning weather, go ahead.
I was just going to say, they'll get the roads cleared up pretty quick, though.
Oh, yeah.
It's fresh falling, so give them some time.
Morning weather brought to you by Old Time Restaurant on the Square, Monday through Friday, 7 to 2, Saturday to 11 a.m. Best breakfast, best lunch in town, and so check them out.
There you go.
Community calendar brought to you by Affordable Housing, 870-741-2883. Affordable Housing, check them out. The 2019 Lend a Hand Masquerade Ball, the fundraiser benefiting the Baxter Regional Medical Center Community Health Education and Support Houses is Saturday, February 9th at the Shed. Social begins at 6, dinner at 7. Live music with Tragically White, 8 p.m. to midnight. The band is sponsored by Integrity First Bank. Dress is cocktail to black tie. Don't forget your mask. They put that on your copy, Scooter.
That doesn't surprise me. You say that, and this lady was in the restaurant yesterday talking to my wife. I came in to eat, and she heard me talking. She goes, "Is that your husband?" Amanda's like, "Yeah." She says, "Isn't he the one on the TV thing?" And Amanda's like, "Yeah, could you not tell?" She goes, "I never see him because he never looks at the camera, but I heard his voice, so I am going to look at the camera one time. It's not pretty, but there you go."
Tickets for the Masquerade Ball are $100, and Cindy said that it even includes the drinks. So that's the dinner, the drinks, and everything right there. And so
it's a great deal, but more importantly, what it goes to is a great cause. It's helps keeps the sport houses open, and they affect thousands of people. I mean, it really is a good cause.
For more information, 870-508-1770. The Masquerade Ball takes place on February 9th at the Shed. And one other item I need to bring up, Operation Christmas Child Celebration event celebrating the 2018 collection season will be held on Saturday, February 15th from 10 a.m. till noon at the First Free Will Baptist Church on 9th Street. That's kind of across from the Dollar General store. And local celebration is free, open to the public. Refreshments will be served. And so check that one out. They ship presents all over the world with that operation.
The local high school Bombers wrestling team has got home meet tomorrow night right here at the high school gym. It's their last home meet. It's against Jonesboro. I encourage everybody to come out and kind of support the Bombers. Let them know that you're there to support them and enjoy some good wrestling. The high school will be off this weekend, and they're getting ready for conference.
Oh, that's right.
And the youth is going to the Missouri Nationals. This will be a pretty big tournament for them.
That's on February 2nd?
Yes. I think we've got like 12 kids going to the championships. And then on Sunday, they're going to do a little novice tournaments for the newer kids. So I think I got 4 kids going to that one. So it'll be a good weekend.
Bellingham High School French Club will have a chili supper on February 22nd from 4 to 7 at Century 21 Lemac Real Estate. Tickets are $5 each. And this is a fundraiser for the 2020 trip to Quebec for the French Club. They always have a lot of fun.
It is a ball.
And so come on out and enjoy a bowl of chili. You get chili, dessert, bottle of water for $5.
Help support these kids so they can go, because it's really, my daughter went last year and
Said she loved it.
That she will remember that for the rest of her lives. But it's a little expensive, so any sport they can get will help.
Community Calendar brought to you by Affordable Housing, 870-741-2883. Time for a break. Our guest today is Mountain Home Chief Police Car Manuel, so stick around. We're going to be right back.
If you want the best breakfast or lunch in the Twin Lakes area, then you've got to come to the Old Time Restaurant. Voted the best breakfast and lunch for 2011, the Old Time Restaurant not only gives you the Southern hospitality right when you walk in the door, they also offer scrumptious breakfast options to curb that early morning appetite. Or stop in later in the day for a tasty sandwich, salad, or a daily special. If a sweet tooth is your guilty pleasure, you can't go wrong with the Pie Lady cooking out over 30 different types of pies. That's the Old Time Restaurant located on the square in Mountain Home.
Our old burger was only 7 ounces, but now it's 8 with brioche bun and pickles. Comes with its own steak knife, it's really that big. Your best competition is always yourself. Chili's is back, baby, back, baby, back. Oh, baby, Chili's is back, baby, back, baby, back. We're focused on one thing, burgers, ribs, fajitas. Just that one thing, burgers, ribs, and fajitas. We're reeling in our menu because it got out of hand. We had a moment of self-actualization. Chili's is back, baby, back, baby, back. Oh, baby, Chili's is back, baby, back, baby, back.
It's that time of year again. Time to take a hard look at your Medicare health plan. If you're looking for a new plan or looking to renew your existing plan, now's the time to renew all your options. At Bacco Insurance, we'll sit down with you and show you all the new choices and options, including $0 premium plans with low copays and dental, vision, and hearing benefits. Let us help take the confusion out of selecting a plan and find one catered to your needs. Contact Bacco Insurance today, located at 351 East 9th Street, Suite B in Mountain Home.
Do you know where your money goes when you give to charity? At the Salvation Army, 85 cents of every dollar stays to help those in need in our local community. Hi, I'm Captain Spaulding. The money we raise help people in the surrounding 5 counties, including Baxter, Marion, Sharp, Izzard, and Fulton. You can help by donating your unwanted items and by shopping at the Salvation Army store. Those in need get assistance with rent, utilities, sending kids to camp, and many other things. When it comes to this charity, the Salvation Army always helps those in our community.
Whether you're a professional lawnscape contractor or a homeowner in need of quality lawn equipment, Moran's Lawn & Garden has you covered. Moran's is the longest originally owned lawn and garden business in Mountain Home, with a 5,700 square foot warehouse packed full of new current year inventory for all your lawn maintenance needs. Moran stocks a full line of factory parts, and they service everything they sell, offering top names like Grasshopper, Hustler, and Country Clipper. Moran stands behind their quality service with thousands of customers using their products daily. Moran's Lawn & Garden, servicing the entire Twin Lakes area.
When I grow up, I want to save lives, like a superhero, and show up when people needed me.
When I grow up, I want to do animations. I want to create characters that can fly.
No matter what it is you want out of life, there is a path to get there.
When I grow up, I don't know what I want to do when I grow up, but I know I want to go to college.
Arkansas State University Mountain Home. Take your first step at asumh.edu.
Have you ever?
$7:18, and we want to welcome our Chief of Police, Car Manuel, and doing a fantastic job. And you got that new mirror straightened out yet? Just joking, Hillary.
Well, we're getting there.
There you go. Work on him.
He's a great person to work for so
I
far.
bet he is, yeah.
I've known him for a while, so yeah, he's a good man.
Yeah. So how things going? I mean, we're last part of January. You know, we came through the New Year's holiday, and the sheriff was here. I don't think he had any incidents or much going on.
At the moment, you can at times get a sort of a lull in activity in January, and occasionally there's the exception to that. Last year, 2018, looking at our stats department-wide, we were up in a lot of categories, and not necessarily a bad thing. We were active. We did a lot more, answered a lot more calls, made more arrests, filed more charges. We just had a lot more activity.
How do you explain that? I mean, Sheriff Montgomery's sitting there, and I said, John, I can go west on Arkansas, I can go up into 201 area, I can go 201 south, and go to any neighborhood. Do you ever, I wonder what's in that house, or I wonder what's over here. Who cares? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't care if they got $1 million worth of jewelry. I don't even think about it. Why would somebody? I know it's got to be drug related in some aspects, but overall, breaking and entering. You watch Ashley Reynolds on Channel 3. When you buy a new big screen TV, don't put the box out with the trash. Well, what are you going to do with it? You know, I mean.
Well, everyone's always trying to look at that way to reduce crime.
Right.
You know, maybe hide the fact you bought in this case, like you said, a new TV and advertise it. There's not a program out there that sort of solves all, takes care of all. So we kind of grasp for things that will help. Now let's take, for instance, a car. You go and park your vehicle, local business. It's good not to advertise. If you leave a purse, you leave a billfold, you leave a cell phone in the open in the car where someone can view from the outside in plain view, they know there's something valuable in the car, then they might try to steal it. Now most of our thefts from vehicles are going to be thefts from unlocked vehicles. And I would like to say this again, please lock your vehicles, lock your homes. It's not to say that we're fortifying our town, we just want to make the target a hard target,
right.
Make it harder. So whatever you can do to do that, you just might save yourself from being a victim.
Yeah, that's true. So is there a lot of burglary type situations in Mountain Home, or would you say?
Well, more than I would like to see,
yeah.
But when you compare our stats with some other cities, not only in the state of Arkansas, but other locations throughout the country, we're doing well. You know, we have problems, we have issues, but I can tell you we're doing a lot better than a lot of communities. Now, sort of what I'll say is if you really start getting deep into the stats, if you're that kind of a person, and ultimately everything we report goes to the FBI and they compile stats.
Right.
And they're sort of laid out there per capita, per 100,000. You're not looking at just any numbers, but per capita. We fare very well. We fare a lot better than a lot of places, especially our size and our kind of community, in the way of violent crimes against people. So when you look at the overall stats, we fare well, but we fare much better in having a very low crime rate when it comes to violent crimes against people. And that's really the key. That's more important. You know, any crime is bad, but that's the more important aspect of it. And we are in a very good shape when it comes to the violent crimes against people.
Yeah, that's good. You know, it's a great place to live, and you know, thanks to you for you've been chief for a long time now. I think we've got an outstanding police, fire, and all the departments do a great job. I mean, I'm sure you work with Bax County Sheriff, Marion County, and Fulton, and probably even across the state line in Missouri. But overall, it's a team effort on the state level, county, and the city level, is it not?
Well, it is. You want to bring as many resources to the table as you possibly can. So these multi-jurisdictional setups, you know, drug task forces, internet crimes against people, whatever it may be, and there's several types of drug task forces and other task forces out there. And when we get the opportunity, and we're working on another one area, law enforcement at the moment, but may hear more about that later, you bring more resources to the table. No one agency has enough people to take care of everything to the level that it needs to be taken care of, so you pull in other resources. Now, not only do we do that on a local level with local agencies and law enforcement agencies, and actually non-law enforcement, is we also include those federal agencies. We have a connection, we have working relationships, we have agreements with them. Now, we don't advertise that. Some of it is, you know, covert. So, say there's a lot of work being done. Most people are not going to see the results of that work until an arrest is made. So, there's a lot of that going on as well. So, we at the Mountain Home Police Department have working agreements, MOUs, understandings with probably 12 to 15 different organizations.
Wow. I didn't know that. Did you know that?
My mic's not even on.
Turn your mic on, Scooter.
I wasn't part of this conversation, so I turned my mic off. No, I would agree that they would have to have some close ties and stuff like that, that it is impressive though, this community and stuff, how, you know, you're never going to get down to zero on the crime rates. It's not going to happen in any community, but they do such a great job of staying on top of it. And, you know, like you said, if we can take some preventative measures by locking our doors and stuff like that, you know, it helps keep that down.
Yeah, it does. You know, I want to talk a little bit about, so we've got about 5 minutes before we go to break. Years ago when I was at Harold's Auto Parts, a guy walked in and he says, I need a gallon of battery acid and a case of carburetor cleaner. And that flagged something. And later one of the DEA agents walked in about an hour later. I said, why would he want all this? He said, it's a meth lab. Sure enough, they tracked him down and busted him. Why do we want that in our system?
Well, it was not intended to be in our system, and so therefore it should not be in our systems. Speaking of our body, bad things happen. And there's been enough time that has come and passed since meth trades come on the market, started sort of out in the west and kind of moved to the east, went across the country. It does bad things to people, so it shouldn't be in our body. But
you've seen all aspects from the marijuana. You know, back in the day, I remember when my mom and dad were young, I'd be like 4 or 5 years old. Remember, take 2 aspirins with a Coke. Oh no, it'll freak you out. You know.
Well, there's some very powerful stuff out there, and
fentanyl.
We you know, now we're fentanyl, carfentanil. Let's think about it and kind of put that into perspective. You know, we were dealing with meth, and we were told how bad that is, and it really is. But then you come along, okay, we know morphine, heroin, I understand, is a little more powerful than morphine. Then or fentanyl is, some say 50, some say 100 times more powerful. Fentanyl is than heroin. And then carfentanil is about 100 times more powerful than the fentanyl. So you get down to the point where carfentanil in very, very small amounts can be deadly.
I've heard that if you took fentanyl and covered Lincoln's head on a penny, that's a fatal dose.
Yeah, about that or less.
Or less.
Now, well, we've been told that you know, you look at salt, the granules of salt, somewhere in that 12 to 13 granules of salt of carfentanil can be deadly. So in our operations, in trying to protect our employees who may come across that, and they will occasionally, and they will more so in the future as this thing spreads, but we've had to get into Narcan training, supplying our people with Narcan, and being trained to do that. And it's a opioid antidote. So, and it's not going to hurt you if you make, say on the street, a misdiagnosis and it's not an opioid OD. It's not going to hurt them.
But what if
but it will help them if it is.
Let's say that somebody, I know nothing about this, so I'm just going to speculate. The fentanyl and cofentanyl, can it be blended into like a joint of marijuana cigarette? Is it smokable?
Well, let me say,
I don't know.
Well, let me say, people are very creative in the way they ingest drugs, and so while you say that, I don't know of a case, but I'm going to say it's very possible because marijuana cigarettes can be laced with different things like PCP and other things. So I'll say it's possible. I don't know of a case, but it can be very dangerous, and we understand too. Now, I haven't seen a case of it here yet that I know of, but across the state, they're starting to take like fentanyl, and maybe carfentanil as well, and stamping it, forming it to look like prescription pill of some kind. Now, just think of the amount that it takes. And they're trying to hide it, you know, whatever it is, and move it around and whatever, trying to throw law enforcement off or whatever it may be, but they're compressing it to look like a prescription drug.
You know, I ran across, let me see if I can bring this up. I had shared this. Don't bring this up yet, Scooter. Let me find it. I think counterfeit Xanax laced with deadly fentanyl becoming popular party drug. Did you see that?
Haven't seen that, but about any drug, is going to, very well could be in a party. But the cost, I understand too, that the cost of fentanyl is very competitive and maybe even cheaper than other drugs.
Oh man!
And
so
the price, the price and demand. Okay,
oh, man.
so you can buy more of it with the same money.
7:30. We need to take a break. More with Chief of Police right after this. Stick around. Be right back.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detail services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
Why would I recommend Hospice of the Ozarks? Because I know the people that work there, I know their hearts, and I know that their desire is to help people with the suffering and the anxiety and the things that can come with either terminal diagnosis or a terminal condition. We want them to have a peace of heart and to have a comfort and to know that someone's there to help them through that so they can enjoy the time that they have.
Diatley Dental Care is a family-owned dental practice. Doctors Irvin and Christina Diatley grew up in the Twin Lakes area and are proud to serve the community. With modern treatment methods and state-of-the-art technology, they are dedicated to providing exemplary care to patients of all ages. Our compassionate team consistently receives training above and beyond the standard of care.
We're changing the way you see dentistry.
Come be a part of our dental family.
Jim Brown Company keeps you cool when it's hot and warm when it's not. A trusted name in the mountain home community, Jim Brown Company provides timely heating and cooling installation and repairs. Our certified technicians incorporate new technology on every job to provide you with the most advanced services. At our metal fabrication shop, we handle projects big and small. We've created everything from commercial ducts to custom designs.
I'd recommend Jim Brown Company to my friends and neighbors. The reason being they have high-tech equipment. Their service techs are well qualified for the job that they do, and they also send me a report after all the work is done so I know exactly what my unit's doing.
By visiting our showroom, you can learn all about our heating and cooling products. We'll educate you on your options and help you decide on the right solution. For total comfort at your home or business, choose Jim Brown Company. Quality service with a family name since 1964.
When you 7:33, our guest today, Corey Manuel, Chief of Police, Mountain Home Police Department, and we're talking about some of the drug stuff. I'm looking here at this post that I shared with a friend of mine, and I don't know what Xanax is, but it says here it's being popular with the kids. It's popularized in music, social media platforms. It's in almost every song, blah, blah, blah. You're talking about this. And then it talks about the fentanyl. It's got exactly what you said, 100 times more powerful than morphine. What are we doing to ourselves?
Well, that's a good question, and I don't really have the answer other than we're doing some bad things to our body. And I just reiterate, that was not intended under a uncontrolled way of being introduced into our body. Drugs have a legal drugs, prescription drugs have a legal use prescribed in a legal way, in a legal manner. You get out here and you get to mess around with the illegal drugs. They're not controlled. What's the dosage, how often, and what benefit to the human body do you have other than getting high, intoxicated, feeling that feeling that you want to feel, and doing bad things to your body? I don't see any other purpose.
They want to go ahead. Yeah.
Here's one of the other big issues is you start getting in, you look at the legal prescription drugs and stuff that are out there, and you got doctors that are trained on how this gets put together, every little pill, how many granules, everything's weighed, everything. It's so for your body to be safe and for this pill to be effective. But you turn around and you look at what drugs that are out there, and now they're lacing it with fentanyl and carfentanil, and they're not by these rocket scientists. I mean, you're taking these guys that have no need to be mixing chemicals, and they're using to cut drugs, and they're so, you know, when you get into that, you're into a major risk of, you know, how they did it and how they made it and what it's going to do and the reactions.
Well, you know, even we went to I can't think of the teacher's name, but we went to Hidden in Plain View for the kids, and you don't want to show drug paraphernalia to a policeman, but I'm going to anyway. You know, and this is merely for an example because this looks like a standard high-liner. I'm sure you've seen it, but the base of it pulls out and becomes a pipe.
Right.
You know, they've got women's undergarments, baseball caps. They've got, they even showed us a mouse, like the computer mouse, and the top will slide off and it's got a scale. And you can take that razor blade and put on there, and it'll measure, you know.
With something like this, you know, years ago when things like this started coming out, they might have been few and far in between what you saw that was used for illegal purposes. Today, we just, in law enforcement, just expect anything. Whatever it is you're looking at, soda can, you know,
well, yeah,
bottle,
they had
one
water
of
bottles,
these, whatever it is.
Women's
they can be
lipstick,
false.
chapstick. They had shave cream cans. The underwire of the lady's bra was made to put capsules in. You could hide it under there. Think, come on. They had a baseball cap, you know, for a while. Well, like, what do you got? You got a yellow Summit hat over here? You know, let me see. Up in they showed us a hat, and it's just like a normal hat, but there was a fold that came out, and you can hide drugs inside a hat. You'd never see it.
They are very creative and innovative in furthering the drug trade problem. There's a lot of money associated with it. That's the driving force. And there's a lot of people out there consuming the drug and buying the drug. And it causes societal problems. It causes a lot of problems for us. It increases other crimes. And, you know, I'm asked, well, what can you do, you know, about the drug problem as far as law enforcement? We do a lot. We put a lot of resources in it. We maintain a position with the 14th Judicial Drug Task Force and being a part of that, combining our resources. The Narcan we talked about. I'm on a drug abuse committee. So we're connecting, we're doing the things as much as we can. But the problem is holistic. It wasn't caused by the police department. It wasn't caused by, you know, a lot of other people, but we have to deal with it. And it's a holistic community problem, and it's going to take everyone to help out. We can't solve it by ourselves. We can do a major part with the investigation, the awareness, and being connected with these different programs and trying to bring the awareness and the reduction in the usage. But in the end, it is a community problem that we all need to touch and have a part in solving this issue.
Wow, I agree. But do you ever feel like you're beating your head on a brick wall?
At times, but we never give up. I never give up. What not just this, but anything else is I never give up. If it's a good cause, you look like maybe at times you're not going somewhere with it. You just keep moving forward. You keep trying, and if you don't, it could be worse. You might think, well, you know, do you give up? No, I can't, you know, afford to, especially in my position. I won't even as an individual when I'm not in this position. It's unacceptable, and we should continue always doing more. But just think, when you think you are not making much progress, if you pulled out and left that void, what would happen?
Yeah.
It would be worse.
You know, I'm sitting there while you're talking, Chief. You know, we've gone through the Tide Pod incident where kids are eating Tide Pods, and now, have you ever tried to get one of those things open? I buy Gain. You know.
No.
Okay, so you got this little bag of little detergent pods, and it's got this little clip, and you have to press it down. You have to hold over here and press, and you have to kind of cut it open with that little thing.
Well, those things get harder all the time trying to open up a lot of packages.
It's because kids are eating these.
Maybe I'm just getting old, but it's harder with the packaging. It is.
You know, we had the ice bucket challenge, and I saw something on Facebook where somebody was mixing salt and ice and holding it on the thin part of the skin on the arm, and they're going into the hospital with severe burns. You know how that's, I mean, come on. Why do we do this stuff?
Well, not only from the aspect that the substance, if you get the substance that you think you're getting, and you think you know how to regulate it and control it and everything be okay, you have absolutely no control. You have no control, say so, over who put that substance together, wherever it was manufactured, the distribution, and then you get into the cutting. You absolutely do not know what you're getting, even when they cut it. It could be any substance, anything that would look like the real deal. Who would want that? Who would want Ajax in their body, let alone carfentanil or fentanyl? Anything that looks like it cut it, make more weight.
That's what I'm saying. You're not getting rocket sciences cutting these things and doing it right.
No, and then the facilities that this stuff is put together, there's no much control except they maybe try to not blow each other up. They want to protect their supplies and their people who's doing this, but that does happen. The facilities, they blow up sometimes. But the bottom line is, it is not made to be in your body. It should not be there, and it is just bad stuff and causes bad things for all the good people to have to deal with.
Amen to that. I'm sitting there thinking, what's next? People getting haircuts with a weed eater or something. I know that's about how stupid we seem to be. Boy, I don't know. I want to take a minute and plug the program we have tomorrow. It took us a long time to get this put together. I'm very grateful to my son Caleb for doing the editing and the light work, but we're doing a program tomorrow called Addictions, Bullying, and Suicide. A year ago today, we lost Carlene Elliott in Flippin. And then, of course, I think on the 20th or 21st, we lost Dalton Watson, and we have those two families interviewed on this. And it'll be airing tomorrow from 7 to 8. Instead of this show, it'll just be that commercial-free, a straight run, and air again at 5 o'clock. But I want to hit on, real quick, we have about 3 or 4 minutes before we go to break, bullying, and when it comes down to the Elliott family, they say in the program tomorrow, this is beyond bullying. This was cruel, and literally it's in the audio clip you'll hear tomorrow. After Carlene Elliott took her life, there was people that told her sister, "We're glad that she did that." That's pretty cruel, And this bullying issue, where are we at with this in the schools, and what do you see as the chief?
Anti-bullying programs, they're more popular across the country, and I know it's integrated within our school system because we know from our side, from the law enforcement side, we're taught that bullying can lead to worse things, a school-based incident, whatever it may be. Of course, we look at the worst case scenario, where people are maimed or killed, and that's what we try to prevent. And years ago, for me, that was the reason to increase and to make our school resource officer program and increase the numbers. We started out with 1, and today, and then this is with the help of the school system too. Yep. This is not a one-man show for us. We have 5 officers in the school system from the PD. Then the sheriff's department has 1 in the local school system and other school systems as well, and that's great. It puts an officer in there for a lot of things. Bullying is a very important part of that. There's anti-bullying activities and education, and it's just in you can't do it or you be punished for it in their system, and it should be that way because bullying can lead a person to do bad things, and that's what we're trying to keep from happening. And also, people shouldn't have to be putting up with that kind of activity and behavior toward them from another person. That is total disrespect for that individual.
It is, and the cruelty of the words, and we'll see tomorrow in the program from the Elliott family. There's one thing to be teased, there's one thing to be bullied, but there's another thing for the words to be so detrimental that a person takes their own life. And Carlene was only 14 when she passed. And, the public have the chance to see the film tomorrow. It's going to be broadcast tomorrow morning at 7. But, do we realize, and social media, I see that some people are so shy in public, but yet they get on social media and they're like, top of the art, they type all this stuff in, like, what? It's kind of weird.
Well, social media just, it's another platform for us to have to take a look at, because we do get people who come in and file a complaint, just like somebody in person that might have harassed them or committed some other offense. So it's happened on social media. Those cases are a little more difficult to, I'll say, investigate and to put together a case. They can happen depending on what happens on social media, but that's a whole another platform out there that probably, like a lot of things, was put together and started for a good reason, and somebody is using it now for a bad thing. And it's terrible what you have that you see on social media. But when it gets on social media, now there's a process people can go in and delete and stuff, and maybe it's difficult for some if you're not technologically advanced, but it's there for people to see. It's something that's printed, and like some things, when you get it on the internet, you may not be able to retrieve it the day that you want to retrieve it, and it's out there. And it may be there for a long time.
7:46, another break. Chief of Police, City Mountain Home. Be right back. When you need durable and comfortable hospital scrub stat, you need the Uniform Shop. The Uniform Shop is the place for top quality uniforms, carrying a great selection of name brands including Carhartt, Cherokee, and Gray's Anatomy, as well as shoes from Clogs, Softwalk, and Landau, stethoscopes from Littman, blood pressure cuffs, scissors, name tag retractable, compression socks, paramedic BDUs, and Rocky boots. The Uniform Shop also offers customizing, embroidery, as well as minor alterations. Let us put you in uniforms. Shop the Uniform Shop. Take a step back in time when going to a barbershop meant more than just getting a haircut. Come into Legionnaire's Barbershop today, a unique gentleman barbershop. Get back in style from a former celebrity and hairstylist and a licensed barber instructor who are trained in tonsorial arts and lock removal and happy to give you a straight razor shave. Legionnaire's Barbershop is veteran-owned and operated and located at 848 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. For a full, old-fashioned barbershop experience, stop by Legionnaire Barbershop today. Your car is a member of the family. It takes you where you need to go, and it makes sure you are safe at all times. When a wreck or accident happens, trust the only place that will treat you and your vehicle like a person, not a number. From collision repair and windshield replacement to paintless dent repair and hail damage removal, Dent Boys can cover all your automotive repair needs and make sure you are satisfied every step of the way. Call or visit the professionals at Dent Boys today and see the Dent Boys difference.
If you want the best breakfast or lunch in the Twin Lakes area, then you've got to come to the Old Time Restaurant. Voted the best breakfast and lunch for 2011, the Old Time Restaurant not only gives you the Southern hospitality right when you walk in the door, they also offer scrumptious breakfast options to curb that early morning appetite. Or stop in later in the day for a tasty sandwich, salad, or a daily special. If a sweet tooth is your guilty pleasure, you can't go wrong with the pie lady cooking out over 30 different types of pies. That's the Old Time Restaurant located on the square in Mountain Home.
7:48, our guest is Car Manuel, Chief of Police for City Mountain Home Police Department. And let's talk some traffic issues. Do you see the increase, where are we at traffic-wise population? We've got, with lower gas prices, keep your fingers crossed that it stays low. If we can keep it under $2 a gallon, I think we'll have a pretty good tourist season. How do you see the traffic throughout town? Sometimes I wonder is why is that tractor trailer going down this street when we got a bypass, I don't know if the maps have been, the routing strategies have been changed and stuff. So traffic-wise in Mountain Home, what do you see?
Well, I'm asked sometimes, what's the number one problem you got to deal with? Now, everyone probably would think, well, that's drugs or might be domestic violence, DWIs and stuff like that. I actually had someone else, retired officer from another department out of state, that kind of brought that perspective in from a different angle, and I really think he's right. traffic on a day-to-day basis is probably one of the number one things we deal with. Accidents, enforcements, the violations, and so on and so forth, the congestion. It's just a constant thing. You can predict it. It's going to be there unless there's a big snowstorm or ice or something like that covering the roads up. So it's a big issue. There's a lot of traffic. Now, I think that we have the 5-lane through the middle of town. You remember when it was a 3-lane, didn't have the bypass. So those have been very helpful today. The 3-lane through town was bad before. It would be much more terrible today if it was still there. So there was some good decision making back then. The city is working on some outer roads, to kind of take some traffic maybe from some of the congested areas as they can. That's an expensive project, and I know they're working on it, and I know some of the roads that they've put together, and I drive on them, and they're good. It just takes time and it takes money to get that done. So now at the same time, as we look and think about the traffic problem, think about what we're doing in the community. We're trying to get more people here. We want more people here to enjoy our parks, our sporting facilities, come here, shop. We got a long draw. I know, there's some that say a 50-mile and a company or two, we got a good draw from, say, 90 miles away. So we're, I think, a popular trade area. We know we're a popular tourist area, so we're trying to get those people here. Well, the fact is, then we got to deal with, some of the issues. That's great. We wouldn't want our streets bare. That means nobody's here shopping and doing things. So it's kind of, in a way, a good problem. A good issue if you got a lot of traffic, because you got people here doing the business and carrying out their daily activities. We will just have to, from the police department side, keep doing what we can do. We do have, if you run down some of the main roads, we have guys who work. It's on a grant. It's we call it STEP grant, Selective Traffic Enforcement Project. It's a grant that's paying for overtime, so we can have off-duty officers come in and spend more time for that purpose only, and that's traffic. So that's a big program. So how effective has that program been? Now, we've been doing that program since about 2000, 2001 in our departments. Put a lot more officers, a lot more hours out there during their off-duty time doing this, and we get reimbursed for it. I look at the traffic accident numbers, and if I had to speak about a program that has really had an impact on this area, that would be one of them. You go and you just look at nothing but the sheer numbers. We are having less traffic accidents today than 10 years ago. Go back 15 years, you can take a look at those numbers. And not only is that phenomenal, that even if we're keeping pace, even if we're going up a little bit or falling back a little bit, but we don't have big increases in traffic accidents within the city. Well, during this time, we have expanded our area of coverage, annexation. So we now become more responsible for working those traffic accidents in a larger area. And growth in our trade, growth in our tourism. So the fact that we have a lot more cars, in our opinion, because of that, in our town, and that's a good thing, we also would have an opportunity to have a increase in traffic accidents that would be commensurate with the number of people that are coming in here and doing those things. But no, with the traffic accidents, while we're running in the high 300s to the low 400s per year, now we're not talking about parking lot accidents. That's private properties, totally different deal. We're talking about out here on a public street. While we were hitting in the upper 400s, 10 years ago or so, that is just a phenomenal number that we've been able to keep that down. So that's a good thing.
I was going to town yesterday, coming in on 5 South, and I come up right there by the new veterans home, the Bob Davis home. There's one of the city guys out there. Rats, I don't have my seatbelt on. So, kind of maybe he don't see me. So I turned right onto College, and I'm going down past Ponders right there, and there's another policeman right there. Oh, what the heck! You ever do that, Scooter?
No.
Oh, no.
Not me. I always wear my seatbelt. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, and I might say another thing. Now, while we have officers out there dedicated, for that purpose, especially on the grant, is I have a chance to have people tell me that they like more officers. They like to see more officers in the subdivisions. Now, here's what I know: we are out in the subdivisions. We have different processes and reports and things like that, and complaints that it puts us there. So I just want to say this: I'm conscious of that. I've had people tell me that, so we are making an effort trying to make sure that we get people a little more let's say proactive, and when they have the uncommitted time, when they're not on that call, they're not assigned to this detail, and when they have time that's uncommitted, let's try to spend some more time in the neighborhood. Now, so that's what I want to say with that comment, is we are working on to be seen more, and to be in and to be seen more in the neighborhoods. Now, I would like to say this though: unless you're looking through a window, unless you're outside and you notice a police officer go by, you're going to miss a lot of opportunities as an officer does go by and goes down the road, unless you're just in a position to be able to see that. So it's not always, if you say, I don't see a policeman, that one's not there, you might have missed a run through or two. No. But anyway, I'm conscious of it.
You don't want to do it at the same time every day, because that way, somebody, the police come through at 11:05 every day.
Right. You don't want to set up anything that's
no patterns,
predictable, and no patterns. So I just like to tell folks that we're conscious of that, and we're really putting together a better effort to try to make sure that they're in the neighborhoods and they're also seen in the neighborhoods, which leads me to something else. I don't know if you've seen the new logo on the new vehicles. We've redone that.
MHPD?
Better, yes.
Really?
Our 3 vehicles that we purchased last year on the public safety tax. Yes, 3.
3 of them?
3, yes. We've redesigned the logo. One of the main thing was to put more reflective material on it so it could be better seen at night. It advertises Mountain Home a lot better than the old logo. So you see it, I think people will be pleased with it. Yeah. All the comments that I'm getting, they're positive comments, and so the visibility. Now, we have a black and white, and we did the black and white years ago for that increased visibility. So now it was time for an upgrade. It was time to give Mountain Home a little more advertisement, and so Mountain Home is better with a background, lighter lettering and reflective lettering, and it's larger, so it gives Mountain Home that visibility, and it gives the police department the high visibility that we want in our proactive patrol. So when you see one of our SUVs, take a look at that, and I think people will be pleased with it and the purpose for us doing that.
That's cool. I think, Scooter.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Cool. I'll make you see one.
I've seen 1 or 2 of the Ford Explorers, but I haven't. I'm assuming it's going to be in the.
I never get to see the logo from the back seat, so.
I can put a good word in for you. They can take you out and let you take a good look at it.
If you could just put one of the logos in the back seat where I can see it, would be fine.
Okay, we'll put a picture of our patrol unit back there.
Final thoughts. What do you got? About a minute and a half, 2 minutes.
Well, I'll say once again, it's allowing us to better serve our community. But when the public safety tax was passed, that was such a great shot in the arm, and we're going to do a lot better and bigger things. Now, from day one, right out of the gate, it's not all going to happen. It's going to take a long time to get equipment and programs in place and things like that, because you got to have that money coming in and then that money to support it with the public safety tax. But this year, we started last year, but this year is going to be a big shot and getting equipment updated in the way of recording equipment and patrol units. And when I say recording equipment, our in-car video cameras, body-worn cameras, and in-car cameras and body-worn cameras that are alike, the same brand, and they communicate with one another. And the technology that we're putting in these vehicles is for our area it's awesome. It's after we buy a vehicle and put the standard stuff, consoles and things like that, we're putting about $15,000 worth of electronic equipment for communications, recording, traffic control, and so on and so forth.
Real quick, tomorrow this show will not be seen. Addictions, bullying, and suicide will be on 7 o'clock and 5 o'clock tomorrow. It'll be a TV special, and we'll see you live on Friday. Have a great day, everybody.